Majesty King George I of England invites all brave, healthy, able-bodied, and well-disposed young men in this neighborhood who have any inclination to defend his government and the crown of England to join now
in his royal army and know the pride of service and of victory.
Many takers, Colonel?
Not yet, Mayor Larkin. Not yet. It's your son over there, isn't it?
Aye. That's Jeremy.
They're marksman.
When it comes to the frivolities of sport, there are few that can best him.
We could use a fellow with an eye like his.
Against his own people?
And notice he doesn't fight for them.
No, Jeremy doesn't fight for anything.
Friend, why not get this settled? Move back 5 paces instead of 1.
How about 10?
Done.
After you.
Well, I'd say the match was yours.
Well said.
Who is he?
Same man who threw me in the wrestling ring.
Well, gentlemen, no prizes. Who gave you that? Nobody gave this to me. I won it. You are presently in the company of the horseshoe champion of Chester, Anno Domini 1777.
It's not a man, sir. It's an effigy.
Get those boys back here.
Yes, sir.
Tomfoolery doesn't help our cause.
We just thought that if...
No, you didn't think. Now get up there. Get up behind him. Take this pistol. Wait at the barn.
They went that way. Hold it.
John Marshall.
Jeremy Larkin. Esek Pool.
Henry Abington.
Did Gabriel explain why I asked you here?
I thought I'd let you tell him that, Captain.
Captain. 3rd Virginia Regiment.
In Pennsylvania?
For General Washington. Recruiting hand-picked units like yourselves and your friends here in this room.
We want you with us.
Peter!
He said, how are you?
Good shooting today, Jeremy.
Not good enough to win, Charles.
Well, you're all winners in one respect or another. That's why I picked you. We need winners to bring the British to their knees. Now, the Crown may be offering more money and even better conditions. Gabriel.
It's me, Gabe.
Dad. Your brother told you to stay home.
I know, but I was
Lay in the corner.
But
In the corner, Ted.
oh, hi, Jeremy.
Hello, Ted. Jeremy, I know your father has a difficult task holding a town of divided loyalties together. How would he feel about your taking up arms?
Well, he's always said the decision must be mine.
And?
I suppose I've just avoided making the decision.
Because it would make his job more difficult?
No.
Excuse me, Captain, but it has been argued by some that this war was brought about by the actions of another generation, and it's not really ours to fight.
It's our generation that will live with the outcome, sir.
True, but
Don't you care who wins, Henry? Don't you want to have a say in the kind of life we'll have?
Saying things too loud now could get a man in trouble later.
Are you afraid too, Isaac?
Jeremy never said he was afraid. You're not afraid, are you, Jeremy?
No, Tad, I'm not afraid.
Well then, if you had to make that decision now,
I'd have to say no.
No. Why?
I guess it doesn't much matter why.
gentlemen.
sorry, sir.
Not now.
All right. But I will ask one thing of you. Your word you'll discuss this meeting with no one.
You have it. Aye.
And perhaps you could see Tad home.
No, I'm staying. I'm not afraid.
Tad, I know you're not afraid. I have 14 younger brothers and sisters. And I know how a mother can worry about the youngest. Go on.
I'm not a child, Captain. I'm 15.
You're 13.
Gabe,
On your way.
with them?
They have their reasons for saying no.
I'd like to hear them.
They're not on trial here. Except maybe in their own minds. Go on.
Good night, Tad.
How do you feel right now?
Why?
I just wondered. I feel like I lost something.
Because you couldn't go with them?
No. 'Cause you didn't.
Thaddeus. Where's Gabriel?
He's with friends, Mrs. Garrett.
The kind filling his head with ideas of going off to fight this war? That's not what you've been talking to Thaddeus about, is it?
No, Mother. You don't have to worry about him doing anything like that.
Mrs. Garrett?
The meeting. is a secret society when we have to watch our friends get cut down. What good can we do without weapons?
All we do is let the British know whose side we're on.
I want every street scarred for that scum. Move!
Come on! Coming. Colonel, you needn't bring fixed bayonets beneath my roof.
One of my patrols has just uncovered a nest of young seditionaries in this hellion-filled hamlet of yours, Mayor. I mean to find out who's behind it. Upstairs.
Surely you can't believe it. That my son, Jeremy, would...
Sir! Since the day I took command in Chester, I've been bothered by something called the Yankee Doodle Society. Bothersome little gnats that buzz around my eyes, blinding me to the real movements of the enemies, picking my pockets of supplies while I chase their phantom fighters. Any young man who's not abed at this hour, I'd best have an ironclad alibi, including your son, Jeremy.
What is it, Father?
What in blazes?
What, sir? Sorry, sir. Colonel Scott, isn't it? There's something wrong, sir?
With anyone who needs all that to spend the night, I'd say there is.
Well, I'm sorry, sir. I'm a light sleeper, and it's been rather a taxing day. What with the festival and all the wenches.
I trust you're satisfied, sir.
Aye. But are you, sir?
Did I do something wrong, Father?
No, Jeremy. No. Sleep well.
It appears he'll sleep through this whole revolution. But perhaps that's a blessing for you.
After a fashion, I suppose.
There's something I must ask of you, Mayor, that has developed out of all of this. I want you to take charge of a funeral for one of your local lads who was killed tonight. I'm told his name is Garrett. Gabriel Garrett. I thought, since undoubtedly you know the family.
I'll attend to it.
I say business. I've soldiered a long time. But it still turns my stomach to see mere boys dying because grown men have filled their heads with insane ideas.
When a boy decides for himself to put his life on the line for an idea, sir, any idea, then he stopped being a boy. He's a man. I'll see that Gabriel Garrett is remembered as such by our community.
To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to keep silence, and a time to speak. A time to love, and a time to hate. A time of war, and a time of peace. We ask now, O Lord, that thou wilt bless and keep Gabriel, remembering that he was a young man who gave his life for peace. Amen.
It should have been you, not Gabe. One more person might have made the difference. One more person. You might as well have killed him yourself.
Thaddeus, Garrett, you apologize.
Not to him. When my father died, me and Gabe swore we'd fight in his place. And now I have to do that myself. I'm not gonna be like him.
Thaddeus! Thaddeus! Somebody stop him, please.
Your horse with a boy's weight on his back will never catch him.
We'll try.
You were right. We'll split up. Isak, you circle right, I'll go left. Henry, stay right behind me.
Give me your gun! Tad, what is it? Give me your gun! Let me have your gun! He killed Gabe!
No, Tad! The British killed your brother.
No, because he told them where you were and what you were doing.
Tad.
Nothing.
I think you're headed toward those trees.
This isn't what we're fighting for. This is what we're fighting against. The very first charge that Congress made against King George. Does any one of you know what it is? He has refused to assent to laws. Laws! Over half the charges against the Crown in the document that declares our independence are for abusing laws. And now you stand here and you take the law into your own hands. Become tyrants yourselves.
He gave us away.
And hanging a man before he's been heard is a worse crime than any he might have committed. Well said, Captain.
There's what talk will buy you.
Put down the guns. We're all friends here. At least we grew up that way. The other night, the captain said the three of us weren't on trial. But I am now. And if I can't prove that I kept my word, then I'll accept whatever judgment you make.
Dad? He left me outside the meeting. Told me to go home alone.
May we offer testimony, Captain?
No, Henry. This is between Tad and me. When we, stood out in front of your house, Tad.
I went home alone.
When we stood there, before your mother came out, you asked me how I felt.
He ran with them, and then I saw him go after the redcoats.
I'm not going to say you're lying, Ted, because I don't think that that's what you're doing, really. But I want you to know that what you felt the other night when you saw me do something that made you ashamed of me, well, that's exactly what I feel about you right now.
You don't care about me or Gabe or any of us. You call us your friends. You don't run away on your friends. You don't turn your back and let them all get killed. You don't know anything about how I felt then. Or how I feel now.
He was with you, wasn't he?
He's a coward.
But he's not an informer.
He should have stayed.
That's not the issue, is it? Just because you believe somebody's guilty of one thing doesn't mean that he's guilty of something else. Do you understand that?
Just let me alone.
This country has grown a lot. It's reached an age of independence. Not so much different from the kind of independence you want at your age. But you don't get it by just demanding it. Part of growing up is proving that you understand your responsibility to all men. I trust I don't have to poll the jury.
Thank you.
I owed you. Nothing you said got through to Tad, Captain.
Nothing anybody says is going to get through to him.
Why don't you show him that he's wrong about you? Ride with us. The three of you.
I'm sorry, Captain, but we can't.
You're a curious lot. I've been curious about you, Captain. You have the men you came for. And shouldn't you be taking them to join Washington's move against Howe at Germantown?
How'd you know about that?
We heard that General Lafayette had already marched off in that direction.
You heard? Or you've been told?
Look, if you are going to, Germantown, well, I guess General Washington could use a detailed map of General Howe's backup positions outside of Philadelphia, couldn't he?
Like the one Colonel Scott must have in his office.
That is what you're waiting for, isn't it, Captain? A chance to steal that map, isn't it?
A man would be a fool to attack that garrison with a handful of green recruits.
Mm-hmm.
If you do want that map, maybe we can get it for you.
How?
At the moment, I don't have any idea. But maybe we can think of something.
Colonel Scott's camp has more soldiers around it than a hive has bees.
Time grows short, Elizabeth.
All right. Are you all that anxious to die?
Just to end this war, Elizabeth.
Sure enough, Henry?
Should be able to trace every line through it.
All right. Again, I stroll into Scott's office just before 4 o'clock, pretending that I don't know he visits the tavern every afternoon at that time, and ask about enlisting in his company. Then I leave for the tavern with him.
After leaving the window in the rear alley unlatched for me to climb through.
Then I engaged the corporal outside Scott's office in a game of chess to keep him in his station.
Chess? How do you know he even plays?
Corporal Martin Mallory was born in Dover, England in 1752. He learned the game of chess from his grandfather, William Mallory, at the age of 8. He won his first tournament when he was 14 and his second when he was 16.
How do you know all that?
Research, Elizabeth. When you're in the business of pulling rabbits out of hats, you'd best learn all there is to learn about the rabbits.
But these rabbits bite, so you make sure you keep him glued to that chess set while I'm tracing that map.
And I'll keep Colonel Scott occupied long enough for you to get down every detail.
Why can't you steal the map?
The British are a nosy bunch, Elizabeth. They might get curious as to who wanted it and why. And I want you at home in case anything goes wrong.
Jeremy, I don't mean to be a nag. It's just that you're always doing things like this, and you're always so cavalier about it.
Life's too short for long faces.
Remember the other day at the festival? It was almost like it used to be. People laughing, having fun. And not just to hide the fact that they're afraid. You think it'll ever really be like that again?
Soon.
Then maybe I can laugh at how Yankee Doodle kept fooling the British, too. But I know I can't until I'm sure it's safe for everyone to know who he is. Take care, Jeremy.
Tad!
I'm sorry, Jeremy.
How long have you been there?
Jeremy, what Elizabeth just said.
Forget what Elizabeth just said.
You're Yankee Doodle. I thought... Well, I mean... Jeremy, I was gonna...
What a person sets out to do doesn't matter much, Tad. It's what he does that counts.
Well, you can trust me.
You didn't trust us much.
Well, that was different.
How? What is trust? If it isn't knowing you can always count on somebody. No matter how much it looks like maybe you can't.
I'm sorry.
Nobody's asking for apologies. But showing up like this after the lecture Captain Marshall gave you about responsibilities makes me a little uneasy.
All I was thinking about was Gabe.
All right. But you listen now. Yankee Doodle is one of Lafayette's most important soldiers, Tad. But he can only do his work as long as nobody knows for certain who he is. That means you don't tell anybody, ever. Do I have your word on that?
Well, maybe that depends.
On what?
If you'll let me go with you.
Well, you little...
Now, you said Isak's gonna sneak through the alley window. Well, now, who's gonna be there to watch to make sure nobody catches him?
He's got a point.
He does indeed.
No, Tad.
Please, Jeremy, I have to help. I won't ever tell anybody about you, I swear, but I have to help. For my father and for Gabe.
All right. But you watch the alley, and if anything happens, you stay out of it.
I will. Thanks, Jeremy. You know what? I feel good.
I trust you don't mind my dropping in on you like this, sir.
Oh, not at all, lad. You have a message from your father?
Well, no, sir. It's rather personal. You remember the other night when you came by? Well, you saw how my father feels about me, and I remembered your announcement about enlisting, and I thought that he might change his mind if I became a soldier.
On our side?
Almost 4. Good luck.
No offense, lad. As a matter of fact, that could be a plus for both of us. The mayor's son, a commissioned officer in His Majesty's service.
I hope you won't mind, sir. It's the smoke.
You'd best get used to smoke. An officer spends half his life in the field surrounded by guns, the other half in taverns, surrounded by tobacco.
I'll try, sir.
4 o'clock already.
Well, if you like, sir, I'll stand you to a spot of tea at the end.
Tea? If I'm going to make you an officer, I'm going to make you a proper one. There we are.
Hello, Corporal. I believe the last time we played at the tavern, you asked for a rematch.
Oh, sit down, Mr. Abington.
A bold beginning, Corporal.
What was that?
I didn't hear anything.
Ah, the window.
Sorry, sir.
Little scalawag. Oh, well. You'll move, I believe.
Yes. I'm afraid so.
Sorry to bother you, sir, but the Major said it was urgent. I'm afraid our talk will have to wait until later, lad. Duty calls.
Well, can it wait?
Common man's business waits, not the king's.
Well, then I'll go back with you.
I'm sorry. It's a confidential matter.
I say, you do get involved, don't you?
Yes. Do or die, I always say. Do or die.
What the devil is this?
Well, sir,
I left you on duty, Corporal, not on leave.
After all, sir, it is a game of military strategy.
You can visit with him in the guardhouse, or you can spend some days in it yourself if you're not off these premises in 30 seconds. Corporal!
Sir?
What's been going on here?
Oh, the window, sir? It was just a boy with a ball, sir.
The maps. Where are the maps?
Maps? What maps?
You men. A boy with a ball. Did you see him in the alley?
A boy, sir?
He's stolen a campaign map. Find him.
Yes, sir.
Cover the east end of the alley quickly.
Yes, sir.
Over there.
the alley clear. Stand back there. Keep the alley clear.
What happened?
Tad. Does he have the map?
No, I have. But they have Tad. Isak's had more than enough time.
All right, let's go.
I'm going alone.
We began all this together. We'll see it through together.
Henry!
I know you may consider it insubordination, Captain Larkin. But if I didn't stand with you all the way, I'd consider it treason. Besides, we all have to go sometime. I might as well assure myself of a condemned man's hearty meal.
That's Captain Marshall.
Going toward British headquarters.
Isak, what are you doing?
Just following orders, Captain. The other captain said I should stop you.
But Colonel Scott must have a description of him. He's fought with his men twice.
He says it's better they know who he is than who you are.
Can't let him do that.
Sorry, Captain. Orders are orders. Come on. Now, if Marshall makes it half of the way out with Tad, maybe you can help him the rest of the way.
With what?
Well, you're the inventor, Henry. I just supply the ideas.
You want to hear what I think of some of your ideas?
Only after you come up with just what we need. And if it works, I won't even say I thought of it.
He must be the one we're after. Send him in.
Alone, sir?
I can handle him, Corporal. Have 2 men stand by outside.
Yes, sir.
So, you've come about enlisting, have you?
Yes, sir.
You're the fellow who won the shooting match, I believe.
Yes, sir.
With that pistol?
Yes, sir.
Nice balance.
Yes, sir. But I've always been partial to swords rather than pistols.
Suppose we discuss the real reason for your visit now.
Yes, I thought you might have recognized me. I was really rather enjoying our discussion of weapons, Colonel.
Little doubt as to superiority.
True. When the pistol's loaded.
You mean to bluff me?
No. I mean to take you and the boy out of here. Peacefully. It is against the code of conduct of an officer, isn't it? To bring a loaded weapon into an enemy camp on a mission of peace.
You rebel whelp. What do you know of an officer's conduct?
I'm learning very quickly, sir. Mostly from British mistakes.
2 compounds separated by glass. When the glass breaks and the compounds mix.
Well, how are we going to plant them in the proper places?
With Henry's golden arm.
Harmless but effective.
Stand aside. You'll never get out of this town alive. You go where I go, Colonel.
Colonel! Rebels, sir, at the north end of town. What? In the woods, sir. I thought you should know. Rout them before they attack.
They're my men, Colonel. They won't attack if the boy and I ride out.
Sir, he has a gun.
How many are there?
Well, I don't know, sir. I just caught a glimpse of them in the woods and ran.
That is a strategical error, sir. Bringing your command of rebels that close is as good as delivering them directly into my hands. Prepare to attack!
Take one step and you lose a commander.
I'm prepared to accept that fate, sir, if it means it ends your Yankee Doodles.
Get down, sir.
Get off!
Sorry, sir. I thought it was artillery.
Get off! Not without a cannon report, you simpleton! Somebody stop that man! Quickly! Stop that man!
Sir, the smoke, I can't breathe.
No great loss. We give chase, sir. To be ambushed in the woods.
You had better forget about putting on a uniform, boy. You haven't the first instinct of a soldier.
Yes, sir. You won't tell my father, sir, about refusing me.
Believe me, sir, I shall never breathe a word to anyone that I even considered you.
I didn't. I was just declared officially unfit for military service.
What's this for?
The next few years. Your mother'd like to know you're carrying it, instead of a gun.
Do I have to?
Man has to answer those questions himself.
I guess that man shouldn't care too much what other people say about him either, should he?
Not as long as he knows what he's doing is best.
Jeremy, we were wondering what it was you did to change Tad's mind about you. Whatever it was, the way he turned out should make every one of you feel like sticking feathers in your caps.
Jeremy, I didn't tell, I swear.
I know. Your company is moving out, soldier.
Captain John Marshall rode into the Battle of Germantown at the age of 22. He later became Chief Justice of the United States and principal founder of Judicial Review and of the American system of constitutional law.
Stay with us now for James Robison, to be followed by the Jimmy Swaggart Half Hour.
And be with us again tomorrow for the continuing adventures of the young rebels here on CBN.